By now, you are certainly familiar with Dylan Mulvaney. That is the guy who has been LARPing as a girl on TikTok for exactly now 365 days. And he always makes, these ridiculous over-the-top TikToks about day 2 of being a girl, day 365 now apparently of being a girl. Here is just one example of the individual that is Dylan Mulvaney.
Day 271 of being a girl. Hello, ladies. We got a lot to cover, but let's first talk tampons. I haven't talked about tampons on here lately because I don't use them. I'm a woman who doesn't have a uterus. I know this. And science was my strongest subject in high school. I was also shockingly good at math, but I digress. I just sometimes carry one in case anybody needs it. And that seems to have just set the world on fire in some pretty nasty ways. And this is a conversation that's been going on for months. I just haven't chimed in because I'm so tired of sticking up for myself over something that was so pure intentioned. But now Twitter is just ablaze. And this week, there's some women that are now coming for Tampax. And I wanted to clear the air. So I have some amazing news. Are you ready? I have never worked with Tampax before.
Okay, you get the point. Look, you guys get the point. We don't need to keep playing it. You guys get the point, okay? But again, bizarre individual, very bizarre. Okay, that's the nice term, is calling him bizarre. Okay. But Dylan Mulvaney is now on his 365th day of being a girl, quote unquote, being a girl. And I really thought by this point that there's no way that Dylan Mulvaney could ever be weird to us because this individual has done like everything on the book. But somehow, some way, he went on the Drew Barrymore show for day 365. And take a look. It turns out he can indeed get more stranger and more cringe. And so obviously, no matter what he's doing is still wrong, especially the fact that he's pushing it on children and going to the White House to promote and all this stuff. But I seriously thought there's no way it could get weirder. Well, here he is on the Drew Barrymore show. Let's check it out.
Let me ask you about the negativity.
Making sure that you don't put something out there before you're ready and really just surrounding yourself with good people. It's interesting because I look at someone like you and I can't imagine anybody disliking you.
Oh, please. Do you know?
So now,
do you want to know, ironically, who
why is she on the
dislikes me
floor?
the most
Why is she on her knees? What's going on?
Myself.
Oh, me too. Oh. And
this is just bizarre. This is strange.
I guess, you've asked me now,
what is happening?
You've asked me, what I would do to combat the hate, right?
Yeah.
But what do you do?
Why are they on the floor?
Okay, that's a great question. Now, I started...
You've been doing it a little longer than I have.
Is this a play date?
It's
What's
funny
going on?
because when I was a kid, in between, if you read reviews, just like on social media, you are pretty much guaranteed a 50-50.
Is like looking at the...
Some like it, some don't. So you've got to be willing to bear down and brace for it. And I think
picking your battles too.
Yes.
And sometimes I think the greatest response can just be in the next Joy's video.
Right.
Or
so that was Dylan Mulvaney on the Drew Barrymore show, I believe her name is. I don't know, for some reason they just got on the floor and they started having a very cliche distressed mom moment. I don't know. Daytime TV, I have no idea. Frankly, for the first time in the history of this channel, I watched that. I almost have nothing to say about it. I don't know what to say. It is so incredibly bizarre what we just witnessed. It is so just strange and odd that I really don't know what commentary to give other than that's bizarre and strange and weird. And Dylan Mulvaney virtually every single day leaves me completely scratching my head. But with that said, I suppose this can be a viewer-led segment. I will read some of the chat because, once again, I have very little of my own to say on this other than that's completely bizarre. So Burgundy Blue says this is a religious ceremony. That's a good point. That really does come off like that. Real and true. Dylan Mulvaney needs Jesus. Let us pray for his salvation. It's not a her, it's a his salvation. But absolutely, be sure to say a prayer for Dylan Mulvaney. I mean, clearly this individual has some issues going on, right? And we don't laugh at that. We don't attempt to mock that, right? I think the only degree to which we will criticize it is out of love and hopefully to, call out bizarre, abnormal behavior so that way it can be recognized and noticed. So absolutely be sure to say a prayer for Dylan Mulvaney and his salvation. Now that chat has been read for a few seconds there, I do want to remind everyone, despite the fact that he's not only doing this stuff publicly, again, bizarre, strange, weird, but also given the fact that he's been going to the White House and promoting this perversion to children. Reminder, Dylan Mulvaney has been promoting a movement to like push this stuff on kids. People on the right, if you'll remember a few weeks ago, said that Matt Walsh was too mean, quote unquote. Remember this attack? He's too mean for correctly labeling this behavior as bizarre and strange. Now, I know we have short memories, but I feel like every time we watch a Dylan Mulvaney segment, it is relevant to tie that back in. Remember, Matt Walsh is the one who is considered too mean for commenting on this and getting involved in this. So just want to remind everyone of that. So my question is, as you're seeing on the screen, is this better then? Is it better to like get on the floor and hold Dylan Mulvaney's hand and do this strange ritual? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, guys. Hey guys, Vince Dow here. Hope you enjoyed that clip from our show. And if you enjoyed it, be sure to check out our other clips and check out the Vince Dow Show live every weekday of the night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. This has been the first week of the show. It's been going great. The people have been loving it. So again, 8 p.m. Eastern time live Mondays through Fridays here on YouTube. You do not want to miss it. Thanks and God bless.